Morning. Today I'm going to take you through a couple of slides and then show you an argument outline that you can use to start working on your essay. So first, you have to start by looking at the feedback I gave you on your thesis statement. There are several of you who needed to make revisions, and if it was a significant revision, you are missing points. You need to resubmit that if you're missing points, so I can know that you're on the right track with your thesis statement. If you got all your points, look at the feedback, and then you're good to go to move on. If you didn't turn one in at all, you have to start there. The second step is to create your outline for the argument so that you can have a shell to work from. So you're watching the video now, but you're going to review the sample outline, which is under assignments. No, it's not. It's under resources. So let's go look at that. And I'm going to show you how that's going to look in MLA format. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on Blackboard for our class and go to resources, and you will see argument outline. When you click it, it's going to take you to the outline. So this gives you an idea of what goes into each paragraph. And when you are creating your own outline, you're going to make it in MLA style so that you're not wasting any time. But what you'll do first is you'll just put paragraph 1, and you're going to give background information on your topic, so things you found on your sources about the history of it, what's going on with it in the country. And then that's also about context, but then you're going to just talk about it in general. So you might say different sides of it. You might talk about people that have been involved in your particular topic that you found information on, but you end that paragraph with your thesis. The second is you're going to do some defining of what you actually mean by your topic. For example, if I am talking about abortion, I'm talking about it in its totality. So I mean, in any case, abortion, not just in the case of rape, not just in the case of something physically being wrong with the mother or the baby. I'm talking about abortion in general, a woman's right to choose to have an abortion if she wants. If there's any other specific information that needs to be found or heard by your audience here, it can also go here. In the first paragraph, you're not going to quote anybody or anything. In the second paragraph, you can provide some quotes if you think that's necessary to establish background or give some reason for the audience to know something about your topic so that they can understand you properly as you move on. So I've given you an example here in the outline. When you're doing the outline, you're just going to list things. You're not going to write it out in sentences. So you're going to list things that you want to put into paragraphs. That's what an outline is, so that you then know what order to put things in. Paragraph 3 is going to be the first reason to support your thesis statement. So you will have text evidence from one of your sources, and you're going to start it out with something like, one reason people should be allowed to choose whether or not they want to have an abortion is blah, blah, blah. Then explain yourself, then give a quote, explain how the quote relates to the thesis statement. That's what your body paragraphs will look like. You're going to do that on repeat for 3 reasons, and then you're going to have a counterclaim. So the counterclaim is another representative opinion or thought or stance. It doesn't have to be against yours. It could be just something slightly different. For example, with abortion, a lot of people think perhaps they should be legal, but only in the cases of rape or impending death of the mother or child. That would be considered a counterclaim, even though it's still abortion should be legal. And then finally, you'll have a conclusion, but that is about next steps, and I'm okay if you leave that off for the first draft because you're going to write yourself into a conclusion after you actually make some conclusions. So you will write paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, so on, and then instead of writing what I have here, you're going to fill it in with notes that you plan to use from your sources, any quotes. You could write bulleted list of things that you want to put in it. Then what you're going to do, though, is you're going to actually open up a new document and format it in MLA style. So first, you're going to go to type a title in the document. So for this, it's going to be, well, it's going really slow, sorry. It's going to go into argument draft. Then here, I'm going to insert my page number. Now that is not in the proper font, so you're going to have to change the font for MLA style. Then we're going to go ahead and type your name, my name, class title, and then the date. Remember that it goes in sort of a different style. And you're going to go to the center and you're going to say argument outline. Actually, you can put argument draft because that's what this will become eventually. Now, what I've got here is you're not seeing the correct format of the font. So you're going to go ahead and change it. That way everything you type after it will be in the right style. Something else you should notice is this is not in the correct line spacing. So you're going to do double spacing. And then from there on out, you're in good shape. So you're going to do something like this. So you'll type something like paragraph 1. And then you might say, okay, if mine is about abortion, then I might type something like paragraph 1 is going to have information about abortion in general, who tends to have to make a decision about it, what sides are there to the argument, my thesis, abortion should be legal because women should have the right to choose their reproductive health. Or I actually like the word determine here. So there you go. There's a sample outline. Then paragraph 2. What kind of background information or context do I need to know? Well, I need to know about laws on abortion. For example, Roe versus Wade is what legalized abortion in this country in the 70s, and technically it is legal in all 50 states, but certain states have restrictions, so it makes it difficult for women to have one legally and safely. I also want to actually define abortion. So what I mean by that, I mean like in general, not just in certain cases. And then paragraph 3, I need my first reason, which is going to be that women can choose to vote, to own property, and make any other healthcare choice without restriction. So why should this be any different? Okay, and then paragraph 4, same thing, second reason. Paragraph 5, third reason. Paragraph 6 is a counterclaim. So here I'm going to say some people believe that abortion should only be legal in cases of rape or potential death of mother or baby. So that's a counterclaim. And then paragraph 7 is conclusion. And for this, since I've already written mine, I know what I'm going to say here, but you haven't, so you may or may not know. But an action people can take will be to defend women's rights to choose, vote for officials who protect this right. Okay, so that might be what a draft outline looks like. Now you're going to fill this in, of course. And once you're done with that, you're done for now. Now the next step, of course, going back to the PowerPoint for the week, is to take that outline and actually go ahead and start drafting. But for this week, the only thing due is to finish this outline. You then have a choice. You can send it to me and I'll look at it and give you feedback. You're not going to get any extra points for this. This is a step in the writing process. What's going to happen if you don't do this is your draft is not necessarily going to be the way that it should be because you haven't taken the time to plan. We would be normally doing this in class, so you would get class points for it, but we're not doing that anymore because we're remote. So I want you to have this so you know how to do it, but you do not get points, let me be clear. And you can send it to me for feedback if you'd like, but you don't have to. Ultimately, this becomes the draft, which has to be 2 pages double spaced. So you can go ahead and do that if you'd like, but that's not due until the 1st of April. So we'll be looking at how to do that more next class, which will be Monday. Lastly, you will do the grammar exercises. So you have the PowerPoint, the same one from Monday, and I'm just going to go quickly there in case you haven't done that yet. So you go to grammar. Once you're in grammar, you click on the folder. Here's the PowerPoints for you to look at and go through and use. And then you have the homework for Monday, which is due tonight at midnight. And then you have the second one, which is very similar, but does not have any answer help. This one had help after each answer choice. So I would say yes or no, this is right or wrong, and move on. But this one doesn't. It's just the answer, and then you don't get any feedback on it. Then next week we will have a test, and it will be similar. So you have unlimited attempts on those, but that second one is due by the 29th at 11:59 p.m. When you open that, if you haven't done it yet, you have to finish it before you close it, or it will count your answers as you answer them. So if you only got through 5 of them and have to walk away, then and you close it, you're gonna get 5. But you do have unlimited attempts. So that's all you need to do for this week. And then I will go ahead and give you a little bit more notes on how to make the draft into a real draft next week on Monday.